there's this general rule that's very easy, is that if you do this one thing, you will make $10,000 for the rest of your life every single year. And I'm going to tell you how to turn 3 words into $10,000 for the rest of your life. And I'm going to tell you some stories on how to actually do this and give you some advice at the end of it in terms of how you might handle some of these things. So, what are those 3 simple rules? I don't know. That is the game that we play within the research game, is that we have to ask and we have to say, I don't know. And if we get one publication that is really worthwhile, that everybody pays attention to, that is considered real legitimate, it's worth $10,000 for the rest of your life. That was told to me. It was $10,000 for every publication that you get that is really worthwhile. And this is pretty true across the board. If you look at anybody in a university culture that has a really good article and something that's a really good, and so what is an article? It's an idea. It's started with, I don't know. And the I don't know turned into something that was curious, that people loved, and was really exciting to pay attention to. Now, here's the thing. There is a lot that goes on in order to get to that moment where you feel like you can actually answer this question. And so, yes, I did get you to pay attention to the video by that simple rule. But I'm going to hopefully walk you through in terms of how to do this. Now, the easy answer, there's 2 easy answers that everybody gives, and they're completely wrong. The first answer is you just follow a formula and you write this scientific method. That's the thing that everybody teaches you, the scientific method right from the get-go, where you simply have to read the literature, come up with a hypothesis, test the hypothesis, get the results, tell everybody about those results, and you're great. The scientific method is flawed. It's not really what goes on behind the scenes. Instead, what we have to do, it's a torturous, painful process. And it's filled with a great deal of rejection. It's filled with a lot of people telling you that you're not good enough. It's filled with people just ignoring with what you're doing. It's all of these things. The scientific process is about a bunch of people that are very skeptical about what you're doing. They don't believe anything that you're doing. And it's your job to show other people what you're doing is actually a legitimate thing. And so if you could imagine, because there's a lot of smart, skeptical people that are doing stuff around the world, they're not going to believe you. And so getting through this gauntlet, becoming that warrior, the gladiator, to get to the other side is actually a really difficult process. And of course, if you can get to the other side, and it's a legitimate, interesting finding that everybody loves, it is going to be $10,000 for the rest of your life, and probably even more so as you start doing these things. And it all started with an I don't know. When you look at it, when you look at how it's all done, every scientific article, every scientific person starts with that. I don't know. And they're curious for the rest of their life about this particular thing. Now, the process and what it means to actually get there, it is so different. And so what do you actually need? In terms of me, I get rejections all the time. I define myself as a failure because I get more failure in my life in what I'm doing than success. A great deal more. I would say 90% of everything that I do is a failure. And so, yes, it does hurt. I've been doing this for 20 years. And it still hurts today, and I still get upset, and I still go through all of the things that you're going to go through and what most people quit at. And so what do you need to do to turn those 3 simple rules, those 3 simple words into $10,000 for the rest of your life? What do you need to do? It has nothing to do with writing it up. The other thing that people talk about is that you just have to be more productive and you have to manage your time well. That is false. That is completely false, because people are already working really, really hard to get there. All of that stuff that people talk to you about productivity and all this stuff that you see, it's based on guilt and shame. And it's based on people not feeling good about themselves. So they tell other people that they need to do these simple things that they can and often cannot do themselves. And so they tell other people that they need to be better, which is a reflection on themselves. It's a projection of how they feel behind the scenes. What do you actually really need to do in terms of getting this $10,000 from 3 simple rules? You need to internalize some things that are really important. In my experience, I need to internalize resilience, and that's a hard thing to think about. So what does that mean? What does resilience mean? It means whenever there's adversity, you don't internalize the adversity. You don't think that you are the problem. You have to think about how to actually develop this inside so that you become good with yourself and realize it's just a game. You're playing a game. The whole thing is just a game. You're having fun throughout this particular game. And internalizing this, where you simply say, it's their loss, not my problem. Too bad for you. Like, all of these things are really important because it allows you to get back up and to do it again. Learning how to turn that part off where somebody gives you nasty feedback, somebody is not nice to you, somebody ignores you, somebody just flakes out. Learning how to turn that off and getting back up again and saying, I actually did everything right there. I was the person that actually did something right. I asked all the right questions. I got the right results. And yet they just didn't like it. Now, I can internalize that, which is what was taught to me. But I don't want to do that, because that internalizing it makes you feel like a person that you can't do this. So instead of internalizing it, what I want you to do is say, all right, awesome, good on you. That means I tried, and it just didn't quite work out for this very, very one specific reason. There was one person usually, that had a subjective call. They didn't quite understand what was going on in their particular area, and they decided to say, I don't like it. So learning how to not internalize this and say, I'm pretty freaking awesome. I'm going to get back up and do this again. That's an important part of this. Now, the other thing that I think is really incredibly important is emotional intelligence. So what does that mean? Emotional intelligence is realizing it's okay to cry. It's okay to say, that was a real crappy thing that happened to me. It's realizing that you can validate all of these things. You can validate everything. You don't have to say that I have to be strong all the time and science is, it's this is the way that it is. And, you can say, man, that was friggin' tough. I don't understand what was going on with that other person. But that was tough. That was weird. Learning how to treat other people nicely and learning the process of saying, that's inappropriate. I don't think I should answer to that. Those are important skills where you have to say, how can I treat other people so that they feel better? But more importantly, this is the key thing. How do I treat myself? That I feel better inside, that I am good, that the world, no matter what happens to me, I can turn off that world and I just walk forward and I do one little step at a time. And people are not going to be nice to me, but that's a problem on them. That's not a problem on me. I need to keep going, and I need to simply say, I'm going to do my thing. And if nobody recognizes it, nobody understands it, that's okay. That's their problem. That's not my problem. And so I need to keep going and take a step every day and feel good about that. Now, the last thing that a lot of people will talk about is all of this productivity stuff. And I'm not even going to go there because I don't think that's the actual true problem that goes on. You know, the idea that you just simply have to work harder, the idea that you have to put in more time, the idea that you have to time manage, all of that stuff, it's just false. And it's false information based on either somebody that has got very little skill and competence and it's just a novice in the area, or they're putting so much shame on you and making you feel bad. What I want you to do is to realize that this is a journey where people are not gonna, they're not gonna hand you this $10,000 for the rest of their life, for the rest of your life in a very easy way. It's gonna be brutal. It's gonna be a gauntlet that you're gonna have to go through. But going through that gauntlet doesn't have to turn you into somebody that you don't want to be. You could be somebody that's amazing at the end of it, where you've turned yourself around and you can smile through it all. And you can recognize, yeah, you know what? It is hard to get up in the morning some days. I don't want to do this either. But I could be a good person to myself. And if I be a good person to myself, I do those basic things in life. I get a little bit of exercise. I eat. I do those simple things. I protect myself from the outside world. And I go forward. And I do things that are simple and healthy. I can continue to do this for a long time. And I could be a good person while I'm doing this. And yeah, the world's not going to recognize it. They're not going to care. I'm going to tell you this right now. The world's not going to care if you get sick, if, any life event happens, all of this stuff when you're not academic. They don't care, right? They do not care about any of this stuff. What they care about is they're going to look at performance and productivity. And productivity is measured on outcomes that are dependent on everybody else. And so what do if that's the scenario? You say, I am good inside. And the only thing I can do is to make sure that I'm good inside, so I get back up and I do this again, and I do it again, and I do it again, and I do it again. And that's it. That's how you turn 3 little words, I don't know, into $10,000 for the rest of your life. This whole process is brutally hard. And everybody that's in it is going to tell you it's hard. But you're going to ignore it, and you're going to think it's going to be easy, and you're going to get into it, and you're going to be overwhelmed, and you're going to want to quit. But I'm going to tell you, come watch these videos and find out. Leave some comments below if this is your experience. Let me know. I want to hear what you think. All right, take care, and have a wonderful day. Bye.